We've spoken here on BBC Radio Devon before about an ambitious project to raise hundreds of thousands of pounds to give the community in Bovey Tracey a chance to have its own theatre, cinema and restaurant. Well, Bovey Paradiso was set up as a community-owned arts centre project, and things have moved on a lot since I last spoke to Chair and Volunteer Director David McGahey. David is back again. Welcome back, David. How are you?
Fine, Pippa. Very fine indeed.
I'm glad to hear it. Before we get an update on where you are now, because I know this is an amazing project, I was fascinated hearing about it last time. Take us back to when this plan was nothing more than an idea. How did it all first come about?
Oh, goodness me. Well, that does take us back a little while now, back to 2016. When a group of people in Bovey Tracey thought to themselves, wouldn't it be very nice if we had our own community centre for the arts? And that little group of people started working together at that time and slowly but surely built up a big head of support, which enabled us eventually to raise £500,000 to buy the old King of Prussia pub in Bovey Tracey, 4 Street. And that pub, which we've now turned into a gallery and a set of artist studios. And I think, Pippa, the last time we talked, we just opened the gallery last summer. It was the very beginning of our project and bringing it at long last to fruition.
Oh, wonderful stuff. I know that Bovey Tracey is already, isn't it, a pretty vibrant and creative community, but there was a real thirst to have this additional resource for everyone, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a real desire in Bovey Tracey to develop the town as a hub for the arts and crafts. Bovey's already got the very successful Make South West, which concentrates, of course, on the crafts end of the spectrum. What we've been keen to do at Bovey Paradiso is to match that by creating a centre for the arts, for cinema, for theatre, for music, and for art of various sorts. So together we represent a real hub around which hopefully private sector developments and businesses in the town can grow and develop too.
Sure, there's a long-term sort of, plan here. But you did need...
behind which, by the way, Pippa, the town council is very much behind. It's one of the major strands of the recently approved Bovey Neighbourhood Plan.
Sure. Oh, that's good to hear. I know that when we spoke, I think it was a couple of years ago, actually, you were launching this fundraiser, because none of this comes cheaply, does it? And you needed to raise £400,000, which was a heck of a challenge. How did you do that?
Goodness. Well, in 2 ways. And actually, it's even better than that now, because we've now reached a target of £1.1 million. And with only, he said, another £400,000, we can actually complete the whole project and finish off the auditorium for cinema, theatre and music. We did it largely through our membership. We've got 460 people in and around Bovey largely who've subscribed to the project one way or another. We've had some major donations. And we've also been out there bidding for grants of one sort or another. And with that, we've been pretty successful so far. That, by the way, as I think you now know, Pippa, has enabled us last week, at long last, to open our restaurant and Café, Café Paradiso. And that has now been open for a week and has already proved very successful. So we're really very pleased with that and with all the support we've had for that development.
Yeah, it's quite a landmark moment, isn't it? And it's great to hear that it's doing so well. So I'm sure there's been a big novelty value probably in the last week or so, but you're pretty confident that it'll be well supported in weeks to come.
Well, all of my fingers are crossed here, Pippa, but we've got a great team of volunteers behind the project. We've now got a great team of people working in and for Paradiso. Certainly so far, the feedback we've received from the community, from all of those people in and around Bovey who've eaten or had a drink at Paradiso has been very, very positive indeed. And I would urge anyone listening to this programme of yours, and I'm sure there are loads and loads of them out there who haven't yet been to Paradiso for a coffee, for a lunch, for a dinner, to come and join us and see for yourselves as soon as you possibly can.
I keep thinking it is such an amazing achievement, isn't it, David? Given the cost of living pressures that so many people are facing, the post-pandemic mood as well, to have reached this point, and now you're pressing on with the next step.
Yeah. I mean, it has been hard work. I'm not going to deny that. And it particularly during the pandemic. But frankly, Pippa, what's kept us going is the support we've had from the community. We've been sort of pushed and pulled by that community over the last few years to move on with the project. And, it's that motivates us, because we're all volunteers at the end of the day, and keeps us going. If there's anybody out there, by the way, who's got any thoughts, any suggestions about where further we might look for funding, then please do let us know online at Paradiso. We've always got open minds about new places we can look for funding of one sort or another. We're so close to the end of the project now. We only need, he said, another £400,000 or £500,000, and we can complete the whole thing and give Bovey Tracey the thriving community arts centre that it tells us it wants.
I think you're a force of nature, David. I'm sure that you and the team will get there. But that cinema theatre is ultimately, what you're after. Have you got a time scale of when you want to achieve this, or are you just hoping for the funding to roll in?
Well, as the team of volunteer directors, we've said to ourselves it would be really brilliant if we could deliver the whole project by the end of this year. In other words, have it open for 2024. Realistically, it might take us a little bit longer than that. It all depends on the support from the community and the support from funders out there. The more support we have, the quicker we can bring the project to fruition. We can now see the light at the end of the tunnel, and we are really very keen to get there as quickly as we possibly can. I mean, just think how nice it will be for people in Bovey and around Bovey just to be able to walk or to drive a short distance to see, the latest film or a good play by the local drama group, or to hear some music, see an art exhibition, all in their local community.
Well, I wish you all the very best with that ambition, David, and I'm sure that you will achieve it. It's lovely to speak, and we'll catch up again soon, hopefully, when we hear the next stage. Lovely.
Yeah, we've been very grateful for your personal interest in our project, and long may it continue.
Pleasure. Thanks, David. You take care. That's Bovey Paradiso's Chair and Volunteer Director, David McGahey.